One topic we forgot to talk about on the live stream is Paul George like to opt in and request a sign and trade if he does trade teams. Supposedly that the Philadelphia 76ers interest in Paul George has waned. I personally think he might be signing. He's been paying LA taxes for several years now. Let's go to a no income state. We'll sign the Fred VanVleet max, which is like 3 years, 150 or 160 now. Fred signed at 143, but with like, the increase in salary cap, I think it's like 150 or 160 now. Third year is a team option, and it's fully, the first 2 years are fully guaranteed. Third year is non-guaranteed, so they can protect themselves. Paul George joins Franz Wagner and Paul Banchero. The Sixers don't want to spend all that money on him. They rather spend the money on multiple players. And then I just don't see another team there. And Orlando doesn't want Klay Thompson. Jake Fisher reports it's just limited interest. So seemingly to me, according to Brian Windhorst, Los Angeles Clippers are going to break up. The Clippers won't budge off their offer to George, and the All-Star wing doesn't want to accept it. Windhorst said the focus shouldn't just be on the cap space teams for George as a free agent. Instead, it's more likely that Paul George will opt in and request a trade if he's leaving the Clippers this offseason. A similar maneuver out of respect that the Chris Paul utilized in 2017 to join the Houston Rockets. The strategy would increase the pool of teams that would want to acquire the veteran wing beyond just a handful of cap space teams this summer. Plus, the Clippers don't get burnt. They get assets back. And the Sixers have cap space and are believed to be moving on to other options beyond George. I'm not the Clippers, the 76ers, my apology. I have cap space and are believed to be moving on to other options besides George. The Clippers also reportedly don't believe that George wants to leave Los Angeles, and they think they can just lowball him and they can give him a similar deal of below the max of $152 million over 3 seasons that Kawhi Leonard signed this offseason. That's the deal that they want. He's eligible to sign a 4-year, $221 million, and I think the offseason deal he's going to get offers that 152. And then the Knicks could be a team that go out and offer a bevy of assets to go get him, like Bojan Bogdanovic and other contracts and at picks. But we're going to pull up a couple contracts or a couple of trades real quickly. And damn, that was quick, guys. I didn't even realize that as soon as I hopped there. But we're gonna go Clippers. And what would this trade look like? First off, Knicks wise, I think if they were really to do this deal, first off, you gotta OG staying on the team, but I think the deal would look like this. And then you shoot them what? 2 picks. And I think right here you send them both first round picks in this year's draft, and you give them your first round picks in next year's draft. And then you gotta redo the contract, which is modify the contract, sign new contract, which I think is a 3-year. What is it? 51. Ooh. There we go. Right here. I'm sorry, this is terrible commentary, ladies and gentlemen, but you guys know what we're trying to do right here. 51. I know this would give it like 51 or whatever it would be, but okay. It's saying that that's the most we can do. And you would just trade this to the Knicks, and this is what the deal would look like. Yep, there you go. Bojan Bogdanovic, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride. They get a backup point guard. Bojan could be retraded. They get 2 picks in this year's draft, so they can go and draft themselves like Jalen and stuff. Now, what if it's a different team? Like, let's say it's the Orlando Magic that we mentioned earlier. I think Orlando, again, would be able to give you a better deal. Maybe actually. Wendell Carter, and then Cole Anthony, and then they throw in Caleb Houston, and then they'll give you this year's 18th pick and their own pick in next year's draft. And booyah. That's not bad. Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter, and you get yourself Caleb Houston. You get yourself a draft pick in this year's draft, and there. That's not bad. That's not bad. Really not bad. What do you guys think? Is this something you guys could see happening? I'm trying to think of another team that would be able to. I don't think the Brooklyn Nets have the assets that would entice them. I mean, pick wise, they would tell them, they would give them next year's Phoenix pick, and then they would give them 2027 Philadelphia pick. But assets wise, they would either tell them you can have Ben, or that, well, Ben, you can't because it has to be 25. So asset wise, Dennis Schroeder, Deron Sharp, Mr. Cam Thomas, and I think that could be the deal, man. That could be the deal. That could really be the deal. And if I'm wrong, yeah, this is the deal. This is the deal. We threw in Jalen Wilson for good measure. How about this one? Clippers get Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas, Deron Sharp, Jalen Wilson, and 2 first-round picks, and then they send out just Paul George. So they get a backup point guard, a 6th man, a backup center, and they get a combo forward. I think the Nets deal might be the best one that we've done right here. So let's see. What's one more deal we can do just for looking at here? What if the Hawks go, hey, we'll take Paul George, and the whole problem with this is you would want to send Clint Capella, AJ Griffin, and TT the number 1. This is a joke. This is a joke trade. Oh wow, this doesn't work. You'd have to cut 21 million. And you can't send more money. So the Hawks literally could not do this trade. That's what I thought. Sorry for that one, guys. We already did the Knicks. I just don't see the Bucks being able to do it. The Bucks would literally be like, oh, here's Chris Middleton, and that's 31 million. You can't do it. So, the Pistons. Would the Pistons be like, Evan Fournier? Nah, they would say, fuck you and fuck your Evan Fournier. What if they did... Troy Brown, and I don't think there's anyone. I mean, unless they like really sold the farm. I don't think Trajan Langdon would do this, but we're gonna take out Stanley, and then the pick would be this year's 5th, and then you would trade. Oh, fuck me. I just messed up. I took the contract off. Standard, 3-year, 51. All right, there you go. Thank God we still had that. Would this one be able to work? This could work. Pistons send Isaiah Stewart, Troy Brown, Marcus Sasser, Chemsy Metu, 2 frontcourt players, a wing, and the 5th pick. I'm done, guys. These are getting out of hand.